Hi guys, it's Melanie. So today I have my second ever anti-haul to share with you. My first one I did a couple of weeks ago got a really great response from you guys, and I thought this was such a fantastic idea for a video series. Originally, I believe it was Kimberly Clark that came up with this series. I'm gonna link her channel down below. She's absolutely hysterical, and I love her anti-hauls. I think you guys should go and subscribe and watch them because she just does such a great job of like explaining why you should avoid certain products. So my way of doing this is I kind of, the last time around I focused on Sephora, and this time around I'm going to be focusing on Ulta, and I'm specifically talking about like holiday limited edition type things that are out right now at this point in time. Now, these are not necessarily things that I think are crappy or bad per se. They're products that like I'm trying to avoid because I really just kind of want them, but I don't need them, or I already have a different version of it somewhere in my collection, or it's overpriced for what it is, or maybe it is kind of crappy quality. There's varying reasons for each item, and I'm going to get into it. Now, I'm specifically only focusing on things that are cruelty-free. There's hundreds and hundreds of things that Ulta has released for the holidays already, and there's more being released constantly. I'm always checking the what's new section on the Ulta website, and my mind is blown by the amount of stuff that they're putting out for the holidays. So I'm focusing on the like cruelty-free kind of section. So I'm not going to be talking about Benefit or some of the other brands that are not cruelty-free. So just know that. The very first thing I'm going to mention, and this is something that so many of you have asked me if I'm going to get, and it is the Master Palette by Mario from Anastasia. It's $45. And here's the thing, guys. I do kind of want it, but I don't need another eyeshadow palette. I told myself that the one eyeshadow palette that I really was going to like try to focus on this holiday season was the Lorac Mega Pro, and I have it and I love it and I'm enjoying it. And there's some similar colors, but also just in the rest of my collection, I have very similar colors that are in that master palette that I could definitely dupe within my collection, if that makes sense. I love the Anastasia eyeshadow formulation, and I said if they came out with another eyeshadow palette that had that formulation, I would definitely go for it, but I just can't justify the $45. I can't right now. Plus, I just feel the need to really start using what I have in terms of eyeshadow because I have so much. For 2017, I have set a goal for myself to purchase no more than 5 eyeshadow palettes, and that includes anything from like quads all the way up to like stuff like this. So 5 throughout all of 2017. I feel like that's going to be a challenge because I think there's going to be some great stuff coming out next year, but I have to be more picky. I have to be more choosy. So anyway, I'm not going to get the Master Palette by Mario, but those of you that do have it, I know that you love it, and that's good. The Bare Minerals, the Wishlist Ready Eyeshadow 12.0 palette. Once again, it's an eyeshadow palette that I looked at, and I like swatched it so many times. I've been to Ulta like 3 times now, and I've swatched it each time that I've gone. And I just really kind of want it because I think the eyeshadows are so pretty. But I have several other holiday limited edition eyeshadow palettes that have almost the exact same shades. So I can't do it. Again, it's another $45 for an eyeshadow palette that I would probably use for like, you know, a few weeks and love, and then I would put it away and I would have to like, you know, do my beauty basket and pull out different eyeshadow palettes, and there's just too many to go through. There's just too many. I'm actually like committing to doing an eyeshadow palette purge in the new year. It's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna try to get rid of at least 3 or 4 of my eyeshadow palettes. That's gonna be really hard because I love I love palettes and I love eyeshadows. So anyway, I'm not gonna get that one. I'm really tempted, but I already have a lot of those colors because a lot of this stuff just gets recycled each year. Like that's the thing about these holiday sets is they are so pretty and the packaging changes from year to year and you're kind of like, oh great, it's new. It's really not that new. It's a bunch of neutrals in a palette. I have those same neutrals in last year's palette. So anyway, there is the Be Beautiful Ready Face and Eye Palette. This was another one that sucked me in because it has a combination of some blushes and other like highlighters and bronzer type products and then some eyeshadows in there. Again, already have quite a few of those blushes in previous palettes that I'm not reaching for really. Like I don't know why, but I just don't find myself reaching for those Bare Minerals palettes that have the combination of the blush and the eyeshadow. I need to. I'm gonna make a goal of using them next year, but I just know if I added another one of those into my collection, it would just be another one that I would have to kind of force myself to use. Again, it's $45. Like these aren't cheap. Like they're not crazy high end, like they're not Tom Ford, you know, prices, but still like $45, like each, it's a lot of money. Anyway, okay. There is the Countdown to Gorgeous set from Bare Minerals that I almost was like, it's so pretty. You get a variety of lip products to try. And a lot of these are much smaller sizes. So they're like minis in basically like everything that is within the set. It's $79, but it has a lot of the loose powders. I always think I'm gonna use the Bare Minerals loose powders, but I don't. In fact, I took all of my like older Bare Minerals loose powders, like eyeshadows that I had, and I pressed them, and you know what? I never freaking used them because I ruined them when I pressed them. Like I didn't have the right formulation, like with the mixing medium that I had, and they were terrible. I couldn't put them on my eyes. And so I feel like I probably wasted about $180 worth of loose eyeshadow that I had from Bare Minerals, and lesson learned. And I just don't reach for loose pigments and things like that as often as I should. I know that I need to, but I just don't do it. So as pretty as it was and as much amazing as variety as it had in there, I couldn't justify it. By the way, I'm gonna link all these things down below for you. So if you haven't seen them in person or online, I'll link them if you're curious about them. So we have some Too Faced and some Tarte sets, and basically same thing applies to all of these, especially the Tarte stuff, though. The Tarteist Paint Collector set that they have that's exclusive to Ulta has it has the Tarteist mascara in it, and that almost swayed me because I really like that mascara. It's this guy here. It doesn't have a full size of it, but it's like, I think almost a full size. And then it has some cheek products and obviously like the mountain of eyeshadows that, once again, quality is just too hit and miss. I swatched it and I was just so unimpressed with it. It's 49 bucks. I don't need that. I'm not gonna use it. Just like the Sephora versions, like it's just, the quality just isn't there for the Tarte holiday stuff. Now, one that I was almost swayed by was the Too Faced Merry Macarons, Merry Macarons. I was tempted by this because it's a much smaller eyeshadow palette, but once again, it's $39 and a lot of the same colors that I already have in my previous Too Faced eyeshadow palettes from other years that they've released these holiday sets. It wasn't gonna happen. And then obviously the Grand Hotel Cafe, which is $49. And that one, I think that one might be available at both Sephora and Ulta. I can't remember. But once again, it's 3 separate palettes that have a cheek product and then some eyeshadows, just the same colors like over and over again. I'm just not gonna do it. So something else that always gets me every single year, the Body Shop. The Body Shop is like this place in the mall where I am always drawn to. I love the smell of a lot of the like body care products that they have. Satsuma is an all-time favorite. Their like cranberry that they come out with during the holidays, I love. the papaya, the passion fruit, the mango, the coconut. Like, I love the fragrances. However, every time that I buy a body care product from the Body Shop, I usually don't end up using it. Like, the body washes, typically I will go through those, but the body creams, the body lotions, like the soaps, like the bar soaps, I never end up using that stuff. A lot of times it's because the lotions are super heavy and super greasy. They're really hydrating, but it's the consistency on my skin, like with them never fully absorbing and that greasy layer that is left, I cannot get past it. I still have like 3 or 4 full-sized body creams that I bought several Christmases ago that I'm struggling to get through because they're just so heavy. They're so heavy and they never sink in. And yet each year I go into the Body Shop and they have these sets and I'm like, that's an amazing deal. I should get that. I need to stay away. Anyway, a lot of these sets are also at Ulta now because Ulta carries the Body Shop line. I like the point system at Ulta, so I would probably rather buy it from Ulta than the Body Shop any day. But there were some specific sets that almost suckered me in and I just thought I'd share what they were, but I'm not gonna do it. So the first was the mini body butter sampler. It's 30 bucks. It has a bunch of like, I think it's either 1 or 2 ounce containers of the body butters. Again, I love the smell and they just like, they are hydrating, but they're so greasy and they never sink in. So no, not gonna do it. They do have this little like wand. It looks like a little lollipop that it's called the Merry Christmas wand, and it has a bunch of their like lip balms. And I do really like the Body Shop lip balms. I have, what's one of my favorites? Of course, now I can't find any of this stuff that I'm talking about. Where are these Body Shop? Here, okay, here's one. These guys here. This is the Shea Butter one, and they're really, really hydrating, and gosh, they always have that like coordinating smell. I really do like these. I should actually put this one by my bedside. I like this one at night. But there's like a bunch of them in there, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't need any more lip butter products. Like, I have so many lip butters that like I'm struggling to get through now, so not gonna do it. And then they have a ton of these like mini sets that are under $20 where you get the little loofah and like the little soap and like a little shower cream or shower gel, and stuff like that always gets me because I'm like, oh, you get to try it. But then like I'll use half of it and then it just sits in my shower because I have 800 other things that I have going in there at the same time, and it just clutters my shower. I need to stay away from stuff like that, so I'm not getting that. And then there are some things from Lorac. So Lorac did come out with some holiday stuff for Ulta as well that I think are exclusive to Ulta. There's some things that are exclusive to Kohls and then to Ulta. But the one that I was almost tempted by was the Confetti Blush Palette. It's this really big palette that has 4 good-sized pans of cheek products. So there's blushes in there, I think there's a bronzer, and I think there's like a highlighter or something. So 2 blushes, bronzer, and a highlighter from what I remember. I swatched it and I didn't feel like the quality was super great on it. Plus it was really big packaging and it would be kind of a pain in the butt to pull out for like my beauty basket for like my everyday stuff that I keep in this top drawer of the desk that I'm sitting at. So I decided against that. But if you are in the market to try some Lorac cheek products, I would recommend going to Kohls and buying, I did a review on one of the sets. I'm still gonna go back and get the second one. They have the, I think there's the Grand Soiree, and I can't remember what the other one was called. I'll link that video down below. I do think these are absolutely worthwhile. They're 28 bucks and you get 2. The blush is not technically full size, but it's the same formulation. The blush is a little bit smaller, but there's still a ton of product in here. But the highlighters are the same size as the regular full size. Again, quality exactly the same. So anyway, I would recommend these over the blush palette that they have at Ulta. So anyway, those are the things that I wanted to focus on for this anti-haul, because those were the items that I definitely was really drawn to, but like had to talk some sense into myself. I can't buy all this stuff. It's not reasonable. It's just not reasonable. Like, it's ridiculous to buy all these things and then just hoard it and struggle to use it. Like, I'm always going to buy things because I have this channel and I like reviewing things for my channel, but I don't need to overbuy. I don't need to be ridiculous about my level of spending. And I've been really good. I have honestly made such big changes in the last few years. It's been difficult, but I've really reined in my beauty spending overall, especially when it comes to makeup. I've gone a little haywire with the skincare, but I feel like skincare is worthwhile. Makeup, a lot of makeup can look good, whether it's high-end or drugstore, on skin that is in like really good shape. So, you know, you don't necessarily have to spend as much on makeup if your skin looks great. That's how I justify my skincare spending, people. But anyway, that's my second anti-haul for you guys. I don't know when I'm gonna do another one of these. Probably maybe when new things start rolling out for the new year. But I'm so glad that you guys enjoy this series. If you haven't seen my first anti-haul, I will link it down below. And again, go check out Kimberly Clark. She is absolutely hysterical. You will love her channel. Just go and subscribe. Like, you will not regret it, I promise. So thank you so much for watching, you guys, and for supporting my channel. All the links for everything will be down below if you want to go check it out. I know someone had requested that I have the pictures pop up like most fancy YouTubers do. I do not edit my videos, so I don't know how to do that. That's not one of those things that I'm capable of doing, so my apologies. But anyway, thanks again, you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.